King is back, baby. I'm on gas. Yo, Flex with it. He's fat.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Turnbuckle Weekly Podcast. I am your host, Casey, and with me is my tag team partner, my cohort in comedy and crime, a man who I found out today does not eat hot dogs with his butt.
I told you.
I had said before.
I told you.
I was proven wrong. It's Leon. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Ready for another great episode today because we have a very special guest.
I'm super happy to see you don't eat hot dogs with your butt.
I told you I did not. I told you. I told you.
I'm making a sign and taking it to the next show for that.
Okay.
But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. This episode today is very special for me. I've been looking forward to it. I put 100% of my energy this week into this episode because I like when people come back. Mm-hmm. We had CCW come back for us. You know, we've been talking about some other comebacks, but this is a different kind of comeback. I said after we talked to this guest today the last time, I said I want to let this cook. I want to see where this goes, and then we're going to get you back on once you achieve this mark. And that is exactly what happened. So today we have the reigning, the defending, the WWA Hardcore Champion. We got Dash Liccardo again for part 2. What is going on, my dude?
What is up, man? I'm happy to be back. I'm honored to be here again.
Dude.
I'm honored. I love your introductions. I love the intros you have. They're great.
Look, man.
Were you happy that I don't eat hot dogs with my butt?
Well, I was curious as to how exactly you found out. How you found out he did it.
Because I just.
so let me.
How did the assumption that he did?
So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. It's this story time. So
Here we go.
We's at work today, like we are. I'm going down part time there, focus more on the podcast and another little side venture I cooked up with this new job. Leon's not happy, but we're at work today.
Okay.
We've had a stressful day. I said, buddy, we need to go to your house. We need to get ready to talk to Dash. I said, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm gonna grab a burrito. That's my ritual. I show up here with like $14 of value menu items from Taco Bell and just munch them during sound check. And like, I smashed those Taco Bell, and he was like, I reached back and I was like, oh no, I forgot to let the old lady take my wallet. And so now I'm just like, I'm defeated. And he's like, well, I'm going to go home and make some grillers. And I was like, what's a griller? He's like, you never had a griller? And I was like, what are you talking about? Because there's a Taco Bell item called a griller. And I was like, did you figure out how to recreate my favorite dollar item? And I get here, and grillers are apparently hot dogs. And he makes...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like Eckrich brand or something. And they're amazing hot dogs. He cooks these hot dogs. We eat these hot dogs. I look up. He's putting the hot dog in his mouth. And I was like, you don't eat them with your butt. So, like, I'm super...
Oh, man.
I was super surprised. Because every time we go to WWA, I'm like, hey, man, why don't you go get you a glizzy? And he's like, I'm not going to get a glizzy. And I'm like, because you don't want us to see you don't want us to see you eat it with your butt? Or, like, what's going on? Or is it because you only eat them with your butt and no one here can see it because there's children? No comment on either of those things from him. So... We were curious. I found out today I was wrong. Hey, I'm wrong every once in a while. Sue me.
You daggone right.
Sue me. All right?
I might.
I said Kofi Mania was never going to happen. I was wrong. Sue me. I'm wrong every once in a while. Nah, I just didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to show him the love because Vince is kind of racist a little bit.
A little bit.
So,
but
Oh, yeah.
they showed him love.
In a match, man.
Yeah,
Right.
They showed him love. And then it was as if Gold Dust came back and you saw that Shattered Dreams production, and then he loses the belt.
Man. Dude, that was...
That's awful. That's awful.
Listen,
That's rough.
all I know is that Dash, you won the title recently, and ever since you have won the title, and we have been going and seeing you wrestle, you give us at least a panic attack per match.
Every time.
That's my goal. Well, I mean, that's the goal. I mean, you're invested. You know what I mean? That's the goal. That's the goal.
Oh, dude, like, I got the boys with me on, what was it? Was the Fatal 4-Way that Sam...
It was the Fatal 4-Way, and it was when you took a Death Valley driver
Yeah.
from the top rope through a door. And
so Sammy's sitting next to me. Sammy's your biggest fan of the whole wide world. He's watching you go.
Right.
He's got his crutches. He's hiding behind his crutch. Like, as you and Ray go up, you go through the door, and he turns around and looks at me, and he goes, "He killed him!"
like you would have thought this.
No.
You would have thought this kid's life was about to end. I saw tears started flowing. He started doing a panic shake and sweating. He was gripping his crutch handles. And then you saw that little twitch of your leg, and he goes, "Oh, he's okay."
He goes, "He's okay." He was immediate. He was like, "Oh my gosh, all right." And I love it, man. I'm super
That's
excited.
great.
That whole show threw me for a loop because I was sitting there and I thought, they started the show with this match?
Quit beating the table. Don't beat the. Holy shit, man.
Like, they started it with this? And I was like, the rest of the show gonna be really good. And
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I looked
It
at him. I said,
doesn't-
"They're starting with
yeah,
this."
like, yeah,
I
what?
was like, "What?" is
That
going
was
on?
probably one of the more brutal matches that I've seen from the WWA shows. But I will say, and it was kind of really kind of special to me when you won in two different ways. A buddy of mine that I graduated with, and he's been one of the biggest supporters of me trying to do this thing. He actually surprised his family and me. He drove 17 hours straight through
Oh, for the title match?
from Boston, or from Mass. It wasn't from Boston, but it was like by Boston.
It's all Boston.
Yeah, yeah. But he drove down,
It's all Goodwill Hunting. Dude.
and he spent a week down here, and we hadn't seen each other in probably a year. Kind of lost contact for a couple months, and so he comes down. And, I tell him about the WWA. I tell him about, me wanting to start training and all this type of stuff. And he's always been a huge, huge supporter. Well, I tell him, I say, Chris, because I asked him what day he was going home. He said, I got to leave Tuesday. I said, okay. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, how would you like to go to a wrestling show with me and Casey on Saturday?
Is this story getting better?
It does,
Okay.
if you shut your mouth and stop interrupting.
Listen, you gotta get invested, man.
So he comes down, and he had been to, I think it was SmackDown when Jeff Hardy was still there, when he was super
Yeah,
young.
that was pretty much his experience with wrestling shows.
Yeah. So he had never been to another one. So we bring him, and he walks in, and it's like 30 minutes before showtime, and there's 40 people there. And he's sitting there, and he doesn't mean it in a rude way whatsoever. And he goes, is this it? Is this all the people? And we said, big fella, you wait till about 5 minutes before showtime. They're going to pack in.
It was when they first opened doors, and Livermore
Dude,
always takes them in.
Always.
I want to go ahead and say, and that's probably because when I was first coming to shows, we would show up 3 hours before doors were scheduled to open, and all the love in the world to them. Obviously, you know what I mean. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm going to stay. But doors would not open until
No.
about 5.
No, they don't.
And we're getting better about it. We're working on it. But you know what I mean. Sometimes the fans rather be safe than sorry. You know what I mean. And I don't.
Right. Well, and that's another thing too, is we got in relatively quick.
Oh yeah. We were among the first probably.
We
10
had
or 12
time
people.
for concessions, that type thing.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah.
and so
yeah.
he's
But I
sitting
just wanna
there-
say You're. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, well, I want to say your friend came all this way, and you brought him. Obviously, that wasn't the only venture, but you know what I mean. One of his ventures was coming to the WWA. So,
Right.
And you said he didn't, he didn't go to wrestling up there where he was previously or anything like that, correct? Or,
No,
Oh, yeah,
no.
He came with us. We fed him Arby's and
Yeah.
I got him stoned. And he came to wrestle. And it's a pretty good trip.
He had been around here. He went, but up there he didn't. So I bring him in, and he's like, "Is this it?" And we're like, "You just wait."
Yeah, there's gonna be 125
So
people in here before you know.
5 minutes before show starts, maybe standing room only.
Yeah.
And so
Couldn't get to the bathroom.
yeah. So so the show starts, and all the lights are going up and stuff, and he's sitting there and I kind of glance over at him because you know how when you have a friend who doesn't know what something is and you introduce it and they start watching, you kind of like
always
stare
want to
at it.
see their response. Yeah.
So, and he was like,
exactly.
he kind of gave a little head, like a head twist and was like kind of watching. And then the first match happens. And I look over and he's just sitting there watching. And he's got, kind of a blank face. And he goes, all right, that was pretty good. And then the next match happens. And I look over and he's got his phone out and he's taking pictures and videos. And then we get to the end of the show.
Yeah, we get to your
and
match
it's
with
you
Hawkins.
versus Tyler. And he could not stay off of his phone or anything. So not only did I get to experience the great Dash Liccardo winning the hardcore title, I got to witness one of my best friends experiencing a time of a life.
That is all he
It was
talked
awesome.
about on the way.
That was it. That was it.
all he talked
He's
about.
like, man, that was really good. And I was like, yeah, you got to go with us next time he comes out. He's like, I'm going next time I'm down here. I was like, bet.
Dude, that's like, man, words are hard sometimes, but like that means so much. Like, not even just because it came from so far away, but that definitely helps. You know what I mean? But, like,
Yeah. Like,
to know that he was there to be part of that moment, that's awesome, man. That's
like
awesome.
he saw you take that spear through the table when Tyler smashed his head on the concrete or whatever. And he sent it to his dad, his cousin, his brother. He sent it to everybody. Was like, dude, look at this. And they were like,
Well,
is he alive?
and Leon's only telling a half story.
Yes.
He's only telling a half story right now because the other part, yeah, that made him feel good. Yeah, sure. Until you hear the other part that made him feel good. That was also the same night that we had just interviewed Munchie. Mm-hmm. And Munchie stopped by and dapped us up and was like, yo,
My boys.
the show and stuff like that. And then, so Leon gets to look like a big shot in front of his friends and gets to put himself over.
That's the same night we hailed freaking Schneider. And he walked over and you were like, sorry, big fella.
Yeah, like he flew high on this for like 3 days, and I was sitting in the front seat of the car while he's sitting there being like, yeah, man, like people there know about our show and stuff. I was like, you are such a mark, dude. You are the Hulk Hogan of podcast.
Yet in Casey's head, he was like,
Hey, listen,
people know us.
That's awesome. Man, I see y'all. I see y'all every time. Well, I don't want to say every time because sometimes that tunnel vision just takes over. But I see y'all, and sometimes I'm like, I don't see you until I'm in the ring and it's too late. But like, I want you to know that I see y'all, man. I noticed.
We appreciate
We
it.
do. We appreciate it.
Dude, you don't know how tickled we get sometimes. Like, I was at Bowling Green this last time for Mex's, which we're gonna get into for Mex's Memorial, and I went outside to go hit my little THC vape because I need, I got to be in a constant state of baked when I'm around that many people, and like so I'm out there refreshing myself, and a dude walks out. I've never seen this cat before in my life. And he walks out and he like narrows his eyes on me and he was like, are you Casey or Leon? I was like, I'm Casey. Leon's the skinnier, less handsome one.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
That's exactly what I said.
Uh-huh.
I said, easy to remember. I have no hair. He has hair. That's how you tell. And he was like, oh, well, he's like, I listened to the show. And I was like, cool, man. And he was like, yeah, I only listen to 3 podcasts. And I was like, okay. And he goes, he's like, I listen to yours, I listen to Ray's, and I listen to Chris and Munchie's. And I was like,
That's a selection.
and I was like, okay. I was like, well, I appreciate that. And I go back inside and sit down next to him and my old lady, and I was like, some dude just said he recognized me from the show. And my old lady's like, that's so cool. And I was like, yeah, all right. Anyway, people are gross. And just kind of go. So we have 2 very different reactions to what's been going on at the shows recently.
Hilarious.
But
That's funny.
speaking of like that show specifically, like we interviewed Jet last time, and it was right before I think Mex had passed, maybe day before, and we went to that tribute show, man, and that was something else, man, and like
It was in the feels real bad.
so, and
Like, I cried.
I don't think I'll ever be over it, just in the short amount of time that I knew Mex, so we traded a little bit of correspondence, but like. So I definitely want to ask everybody just about like, something to just say something about him, tell a story, because like I feel like when we stop talking about people, that's when they die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I understand that for sure. With Max, there's so many stories. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more so which one do you want to hear? What story do you want?
All right.
What do you want to hear it about?
So I want to hear like. I want to laugh because I feel like that's what he wants us to do. I want to laugh because Max is hilarious. Like I went back and listened to mine and his podcast. I couldn't do it the first time I tried. It took me like 3 tries because I was like, man, some of the stuff this guy said to me. Going back and reading our conversations from, from years ago or a year ago after the podcast, just going through the conversations, and I was like, this dude was funny.
He was hilarious, man. Let me think. Oh gosh, there's so many. See, there's one that I'm sure you'll hear from multiple people. You probably already heard it, but as soon as I started, firstly, when I first started in the company, I live in Central City, and there's at this point there's 3 or 4 guys that live in this area. You know what I mean? And we're traveling an hour or more for most of the shows, and a lot of people don't have an extra seat. They got, because it's Chris and Ray and them that live down here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A bunch of stuff they had to take, and so I'm at tryouts, and I'm hoping I'm gonna get accepted. I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get here. Max comes up to me, and literally out of nowhere, he's like, hey, bro. I can't do a good Max, so I'm not even but he's like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? He's like, You get accepted, and I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you will, and I'm like, oh well, thank you. You know what I mean? I hope so. And he's like, y'all, you will. You got to ride, and without me even having to say anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, I can give you a ride if you need. And so just right there, you know what I mean? Just such an offering person, a caring person. But and then literally that same day, he walks away from me, and he went up to Dakota, France, and he goes, hey, Dakota, your mom's hot, bro.
Oh no!
And I'm just like, I haven't listened to the podcast or anything at this point, so you know what I mean. I'm like, I know they're friends and everything, but I'm just like, what's Dakota gonna say? And Dakota just does his little laugh and just keeps walking. And I'm like, ain't no way, Max, come here. And I asked Max to come here, and I'm like, do you do that a lot? He's like, oh, bro. He's like, bro, I'll tell everybody their mom's hot. He's like, what's your mom look like? And I'm like, no, listen, man, you don't want to see mom. You know what I mean? And I'm just, oh my, it's great. He's all you couldn't be around him without laughing. You know what I mean?
Dude, he was fun, and when we did our show, we were talking about something, and he just started asking me questions in the very beginning. I was like, he was like, well, hey, I know you're gonna interview me, bro, but I'm gonna interview you too, because this is more than just about me. And I was like, actually, Max, it's 100% about you. That's how this works. And he was like, nah. He was like, nah, we're not doing that. So we're in there, and so he starts asking me a little bit about my background, where I'm from and stuff. Because he said, I'm from Central City. I was like, oh, okay, I went to Job Corps in Greenville. We used to have to go there all the time. And he was like, oh, he's like, no, okay, no kidding. Yeah, I know where that is. And then he's like, where are you from originally? And I started explaining to him how I've moved around and, marriage, and I was getting divorced at the time. My divorce was starting at the time. And then and I was like, yeah, then I'm about to have this kid or this woman I met, and we really get along. And he was like, are we brothers or something? Did we share a story? Or I forget how he says it. And he was like, that's exactly how my thing goes. And then he was immediately relatable. But then and then we're talking for an hour. We get to an hour mark, and I'm going to cut him off because she's super pregnant in the other room and wants me to go get her Dairy Queen or something. And so she's in the room, and then he goes, yeah, maybe we'll do this again, and I'll talk about when I did adult movies. And I was like, honey, you got to go. And I was like, you got to go. I was like, you're going to have to drive yourself because I'm talking to a porn star right now, apparently, and
you are, man. You're talking to a legend in all the business.
Right? So I said, honey, you have to understand why this is important to me. I had the show cut off, and then I turned it back on. And I was like, I'll piece it back together. Don't worry, Max. And then he was just like,
oh no.
He was just like, yeah. He's like, I do porno and stuff, man. It was really cool. And he was like, I gotta be quiet though. My old lady's in the other room.
Oh God,
Dude, he was telling me
It's
silly.
hilarious.
He was telling me super funny stories, and then he'd be like, "Hold on, I gotta be quiet so a lady don't hear me, man. She'll kill me, you know." And
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised Nina didn't get him, brother. Oh goodness.
oh man, no, that dude, like, he's a different kind of cat. You know what I mean? Like, one of a kind.
Man, I'll tell you what, he was. He always you couldn't see him without, like I said, you couldn't see him without laughing. He always had something to say, and it was never a downing thing. You know what I mean? It always brought you up in some kind of way.
Right. Like, and just like what he meant to everybody on that roster in such weird ways. Like you wouldn't even be connected to him on the show. He'd have nothing to do with whatever you had going on. You know, like at the time when I got introduced to him, he was managing Stuntman Mikey and Jet and Devin Parker. I guess then he was Star Kid. Like, he was managing them, and then then he starts managing you guys, and he's like on to Santos. But people who didn't have anything to do with any of that could just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, like what can I have done better?" It's a fountain of knowledge for everyone, not just who he was working with.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, and there's no telling what Chris and Ray learned from him. You know,
Yeah.
when
Dude.
you know, there's nobody that can tell you except for Chris and Ray what Mex taught them about what they're doing now. And that's
And I don't even think they could tell you, honestly.
No,
because, like,
no.
There's just so much that they probably picked up subconsciously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, my.
Oh yeah, no,
He's insane.
I have a whole gang of that stuff from training Owensboro, like little things that you do pick up on. Now I just imagine that's why I think about Mex in that way. Like, imagine what they learned, because I learned a lot from crappy people.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine what they learned from someone who knew something. Like, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but I got more harm done to me than good. But I like we were talking about in the backyard. That spitting off that thing, that just came out of me as muscle memory. Work harder in safer spots.
Yeah.
That's something that used to get crammed in her throat. It's really good. That was learned from somebody who was dog shit.
Speaking of,
So I could only imagine.
just to segue, because you brought it up, training in Owensboro, I do want to take a second to send our condolences to Bobby Wilson's family, as he is no longer with us. Casey.
I can.
All right, I ain't dancing on nobody's grave.
Yeah. So our condolences, Casey didn't mean it. Our condolences to the Bobby Wilson family.
Hey, no. It's like
I will say. Now, just because someone has passed on or passed away, does not change what they did when they were.
That's also true.
Boom.
That's also true.
boom. I was just about to say that.
It's also
Daniel
true.
Bryan said this on a documentary or something WWE did about the Warrior. Is he was the only person to get on that camera and be like, Warrior was a racist and a homophobe. He was a terrible wrestler. The fact that he's dead now and everybody thinks he's the greatest wrestler in the world is ridiculous. He said that on WWE, like on film, for them.
No, dude, it's rough.
Like, and
I mean,
he,
it's not a lie, but that's what makes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yes, and then somebody tweeted out, I forget who it was, it might have been like Paul Heyman or somebody. It was somebody prolific, but they tweeted out like, you don't lose asshole status because you died. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't. I hate that the guy's gone, but I'm just saying it. I didn't mean for it to go that way, Leon. Funny story, bro. I appreciate that. That was
You're welcome.
hilarious. But I'm just saying, like, I can only imagine what everybody like to hell with just Chris and Ray on that one, like Dakota and like AK and like everybody been in the backyard.
Anyone in the backyard, yeah, exactly.
Anybody that was back there, even past that, guys like. Nick Depp ran through there for a little while. Devin Parker ran through there for a little while. Like, these guys, there's Stonewall was in there for a little while. With imagine what he might have learned, or Jones, or any of these old school guys, man. Like, he's touched multiple generations of wrestlers. And when we finally completed the Dynasty Bingo, I was like, we circle back around the bingo now. I was like, especially now, like, I was looking for a spot to get you back on, and then this happened. I was like, "This is the time." Like, because I gotta know some more stuff. Like, he was so funny, dude, and like that show was beautiful.
It was.
It was, man. It was rough. It was rough. But it was like you said. It was awesome. I don't think he would have had it any other way. You know what I mean?
No.
No, I think it's exactly what he would have wanted. Maybe he would have wanted Who Let the Dogs Out play for just a little bit longer.
Oh, if it was up to him, that'd have been on loop. all
That was a
That's what
beautiful
y'all get out,
mix.
you know what
Oh, I
mean?
love that.
That would have been. Oh, man,
And-
they would have been.
Like, that was his music, and that lets you know how much he's loved because he's the only person with licensed music.
It's remixed though.
It's still licensed.
Well, that's also true.
It's still licensed. Talk to Vanilla Ice about that. Check Vanilla Ice's lawyer.
We ain't gonna start with that.
He got sued over a literal hi-hat. He added a hi-hat in and it changed the beat of Under Pressure. He still got sued for it. So even a remix, licenses still count. He's the only guy on that roster that licensed music that I'm aware of. That means something.
Man, it's unless they pay for it, and unless you
Yes.
go out and have the song made. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can rent a license. Like I used to have to do that for a restaurant in order for us to be able to have like karaoke and stuff like that because we would film those nights and like open mic nights. If there were covers, there's things you can go to, pay up, $50-$60, and you get a temporary license for any music underneath that umbrella. They'll tell you what's underneath the umbrella, what's not. So that way you can tell your people doing covers like, hey, could you try to only do these or only these under this record label? So that way you can monetize.
Right.
But if you're not a dick, you'll just lose the YouTube video. You'll turn it off and let musicians play. But which is what I would do. Like, we're just turning the cameras off tonight because I'm not a dick.
Right.
But
Yeah,
but like now I'm gonna shift into though because like I said before, which now I realize that I'm glad I erased what I originally typed to you about what I wanted to do today because I was like, yeah, we're probably shifting to like talking video games and comics. And you're like, oh, I don't know comics. Literally, when I was like, hey, we got your origin story on the first one, I want to dive into more like some fun stuff. What I originally wrote was like, we got your Uncle Ben story. You know what I mean? Like we know it made you put the costume on. And and then you said, I'm not really.
Bullshit, dude.
You were like, I don't know much about comics. And I was like, I'm really glad I didn't send him that because that would have just made me sound like a crazy
For
person.
real.
I do know. I know Spider-Man. I just like that's the extent. You know what I mean? Like I know Spider-Man.
Which is what I was thinking about was why I was going to get into that because you had some new gear made here recently.
I love it.
Yes.
And Sammy points out to me that your knee pads look like Pokeballs.
Oh man, he's not the first, second, third, fourth puncher. Oh.
Is that an accident or did you design it that way?
Well, I mean, yeah, they definitely look like Pokeballs, but I wanna like, if you look at the gear overall,
Yes.
that's where the inspiration comes from. I don't know how far back you all go, but Jushin Thunder Liger, that's where the gear comes from.
All right.
And his knee pads look exactly like that, but I don't think Pokemon was really, you know what I mean? Back when he was doing it, Pokeballs weren't what came to mind.
Well, I mean, not originally. Yeah, no, I see Jushin Thunder Liger. Okay, now we got something. Leon, you just sit back.
I'm sitting back. I sit back all the time.
So let me tell you something about some Jushin Thunder Liger now, right? When I was a little kid, what the staple in our household was WCW. Like my brother was a WWF guy and whatnot, but first and foremost, my brother was a Hulkamaniac. He would follow Hulk Hogan anywhere. Now, not so much, but back then, before we knew what we knew about the Hulkster, my brother was like huge into Hulkamania. He's watching WCW. He's a Stinger fan. He's a Luger fan. And then they started doing the cruiserweights. And I see Jushin Thunder Liger versus Ultimo Dragon. And I fell in love with Lucha Libre and that Japanese, like, strong style right then. Like, Jushin Thunder Liger is on my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Dude,
Like-
and it's like I probably have to put him on mine, and I can't say it's because I've watched all of his matches. I definitely haven't. I've honestly probably watched less than 10 of his matches, but it's a matter of that's how unique he was. You know what I mean? That's how captivating he was. That's just how legendary he was. You know what I'm saying?
Innovative.
Legendary he is. He's still going. Yes, innovative. Yeah.
Like,
He was
he's...
still going. I don't believe he's still active.
No. His last match, I believe, was against Minoru Suzuki.
But it wasn't but a few years ago.
Yeah. It was super recent. Like, it was post-COVID. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it
That's what I'm
22?
saying. That's absolutely insane.
23?
Oh yeah, no, and he had been doing it for a minute when I was watching him. Like that was 96, 97.
Yeah, and
Like-
it's just such a unique character, such like you said, so innovating, man. And I love
Yeah.
it because I just love it because like now it's compared, like you said, the gears are compared to my knee pads have been compared to Pokeballs by so many people, but it's like he was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Not that he knew Pokemon was going to be a thing, but he just the colors. You know what I mean? The schemes. He's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's
But now that you say that that's what it is, it totally makes sense that that's what it is.
yeah.
Like now that you say it, now that's all I can see. Is like that it's Jushin Thunder Liger. Like, and to see someone show him love, like I'm telling you, dude, like I was just literally talking about him the other day with my brother, because my brother was like, we were just talking about the differences in what we looked for in professional wrestling. It was just like he looked for, guys like Shawn, guys like Ric Flair, guys like, Mr. Perfect. He looked for guys who had like style and that like they had panache, you know what I mean? Where me, I loved a mask. I loved risk taking. I loved the luchador style. Chris Jericho, when no one liked Chris Jericho, I was walking around saying, "Welcome to Monday Night Jericho." Like Raw is Jericho. When nobody was on Jericho, when liking Jericho was lame, I was on him because I loved Corazon de Leon. Like I knew Corazon de Leon before I knew Chris Jericho. Like, I knew Lionheart from ECW because my dad had all these tapes laying around and I didn't like him. So when I spent time at his house, I would just watch movies so I could avoid him all the time. And I would watch his wrestling tapes.
Jushin Thunder Liger wrestled from 1984 to 2020.
So that's when
36 years.
when my oldest brother was born was 84.
36 years.
Let me stop because that right there is absolutely fucking insane. I'm so sorry.
Nope.
He just turned 16.
You get one.
Oh, man.
Casey has ruined his for the rest of the year.
But but like 36 years. In
36
the words of Mad
years.
Max, 36 in years. Man. That's insane. Because that's the exact time that Mad Max had.
And speaking of that,
That's crazy. I didn't even
speaking
put
of that, what was
together.
funny about that of the 36 is I don't know if you listened to Jet's podcast that we did, but he did a Mad Max impersonation at 36 minutes on the dot.
That's crazy.
It was insane.
That's insane.
See, that's some Da Vinci Code shit.
It
you know,
is.
going on there.
36 minutes on the dot. He did an impersonation.
So since we talked about that, though, the Mount Rushmore thing, I think we got to do that because I want to argue with someone.
All right. I like healthy arguments.
Okay,
Even
so-
if I'm not in them.
So
Are we doing
you're
any
the- so-
roster or
Hold on, because
Okay.
we're going to let our guests go first because that's how we do it on the show. We're polite. We're gentlemen.
whatever?
We're gentlemen.
Wow.
You understand?
That sausage out of my face.
That's okay.
What do you mean by that? What I feel like I should have some video right now. I feel like context is important here.
Yeah,
It was
I have-
his finger.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, people are gonna think I just whipped my schlong out on the episode, and I don't do this show without pants anymore.
Anymore?
Yeah.
Lord.
Dude, I did it in the kids' room when they weren't at the house, and I only saw them every weekend back then. So yeah, there's a lot of time just sitting in my sleep pants, messing around with the computer, making theme songs for my show. But my 3 podcasts I was doing all at once back then, that none of them were working. But yeah, so we're gonna let our guests go first. This is it. It's just the Mount Rushmore is whoever you want to put on. I don't care what roster they came from. I don't care what year they come from. I want to know the 4 people you think define professional wrestling to you.
So, okay, I was gonna say, is this like just define the sport in general, or like define like for me, you know what I mean?
No, like it's like these are the 4 people when you think of professional wrestling. These are the 4 people that you think about.
All right. So this is very opinionated because I know my opinions right here are going to be controversial.
Oh, I like controversy.
Jeff Hardy's on there because for me, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's obvious if you watch any of my matches, you know what I mean? Jeff Hardy has to be on there. Let's see. I feel like I have to put Eddie because just it's Eddie. You know what I mean? The old Eddie, the new Eddie. He changed with the times, and he was exactly what he needed to be when he needed to be it. Let me see. That's 2, right?
That's 2.
Oh dang, man, this is hard. This is really hard. See. 3's probably going to be Jushin Thunder Liger because, like I said, I haven't even watched all of his. Like, I haven't watched as many of his matches as I should. He's just so captivating that like I wanted to model my gear after him because every match that I watched like 2 or 3 times because I'm like, he's so fluid, you know what I mean? And he's just so unique.
Right.
Excuse me. But I got one more. Let's see. Oh man, I don't know that last spot's hard to come up with. I don't want to have a lot. I don't want to leave a lot of silence on the. You know what I mean? This is an audio podcast.
For now, we're making some moves right now.
Oh, really? That's interesting. That's good to know. That's cool to know. But, man, that last spot's probably gonna go to Randy Orton.
Interesting.
Because his character work, man, and that's what I feel like that's a lot of what professional wrestling is your character work and your ability to captivate the audience, regardless of. Like, because Randy was a heel for a long time, but regardless of whether it's heel, babyface, whatever you want to call it, it's if you can get the audience to care about what you're doing. And by God, anytime Randy does something, the audience cares.
Listen, bald Randy Orton was another animal.
Yeah, he was.
You know what
that's what I'm saying. Like, who else do you know that gets to punt kick the corporate billionaire's daughter and the corporate billionaire? You know what I mean?
And make out with her while she's unconscious after he did it in their face.
That was wicked, brother. That was personally, I couldn't let that slide, man.
No, that was. Dude, I used to like hate Randy Orton, but in the best way. Like,
yeah, I know, absolutely, I get it.
I knew Randy was doing his job, so I did my job in kind. I do the same thing with The Miz. I have ultimate respect for The Miz. I will boo him when I'm supposed to boo him. I will cheer him when I'm supposed to cheer him. I will do my job as a fan to elicit the reaction that he wants because I have such respect for his craft. And speaking of craft, I do want to let you know because I like telling people about this pen. I'm actually writing my Mount Rushmore down with one of your pens from the merch table, sir.
Man, I'm telling you.
And we use them at work all the time.
I do all my work with it.
I was going to say, I noticed that I sold out. Are y'all the ones you bought all of them?
Yep.
We bought 2 of them.
I appreciate it. Listen, I'll restock soon, man.
Yeah, I immediately, like, it was at the first show they were available, I think. It was the first time I ever saw them. And I walked up, and I was like, are those ink pens? And she was like, yeah. I was like, how many do you have? And she goes, I think I have these 2. And I just looked behind me, and Leon was sitting there. I said, give me them.
Give them to it.
I was like, and give me one of them high society wristbands too, and I wear that everywhere I go. Except today, I didn't put it on because today was rough, and usually I put it on. I'm pinkies up when I go into work and stuff. But no, Leon over here, he'll take the pen because it says just like that on the pen. And if we ask him to write something down, he'll be like, I'm going to do it. And he pops the pen. He goes, just like that. And then I have to hit him with something.
That's good stuff.
I have to hit him with something. I'm like, will you stop it?
But you got to pop the pen at the end.
That's right.
You don't snap before you do it.
That's right.
Afterwards, man.
Yeah, speaking of selling out of things, before we get into our Mount Rushmores, super excited to pick that shirt up Saturday.
I'm super excited. I'm actually picking them up personally tomorrow, so I'm very excited to get to look at them in person. You know what I mean? Get to package them up, and they're gonna. I'm excited, dude. I hope everybody enjoys them. I hope, and I hope once people see them in person, you know what I mean? They'll understand that. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're really cool.
See, Sammy, he's probably going to listen to this, but he doesn't know. He'll just be finding out when he hears this. See, I'm a good, gift liar. Like, I'm really easy to get away with, like, Santa Claus is real and stuff like that with the kids for a long time. And so he was like, his birthday was Tuesday, and he was like, where's my birthday present? And I got him a cameo from Simon Miller.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because, when I ordered the shirt, I went and paid for the shirt, and I was like, hey, when will we be ready to pick up? And she's like, on the 4th, I believe is what the date was. And I was like, okay. I was like, so I'll be going just right past, so I need to get a filler in. so that way I have something to show.
Sorry about that.
No, he can wait. He's fine. Because he got a cameo from his favorite wrestling YouTuber and gave him the whole "that's why" and like gave him the whole everything that Simon Miller is famous for. And then he was like, okay, he was like, there's something else, obviously. And I was like, yes. I was like, it's in the mail, is what I said. And he goes,
Slick, man.
well, he goes, so it's gonna come here? And I went, no, because I can't. I'm also not a good liar, but I can be like,
Oh
yeah, I can like tell, I can dismiss something about a gift, but I'm not a good liar.
no. On the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, it's being shipped to Livermore, and he said, why? And I was like, Amazon is stupid. So he has no idea that what's happening is I'm going to pick up this shirt for him, and I'm going to drive it from Livermore to, like, when we pass through Owensboro, I'm going to drive over to my mother's house where he lives now and present him with that shirt, and he's going to piss his pants.
He will.
He's going to love it.
That's awesome, dude. That's great.
And I'm going to tell you, that's what he asked for his birthday. Like I said, you can have, I was like, what do you want for your birthday? And he was like, we're at the wrestling show and we're at the merch table, and he looks down and sees there's like a thing that says to pre-order your shirt, and it's got like a little picture of it.
Yeah.
And he pointed at it and he was like, that.
Dude, that's cool. Listen, all right, so you're going to be at the show in Livermore?
Yes, I am.
All right, that's cool. I think Sammy's gonna have 2 surprises to go home with, because I wasn't aware. I think he might have told me, but I forgot that it was his birthday, and the fact that he wanted something from me for his birthday is just. I think I'll have a bandana for him in Liverpool.
That's awesome,
that's what's up.
man.
He'll be happy to hear that. Like, dude, you have no idea. He like, when he asked me for it, I was like, I said, really? Is that what you want? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, son, I can just buy you that. It doesn't have to be I was like, it doesn't have to be a birthday present.
He's not smartened up to it yet, man.
Right, like, see, what I expected was he was going to want these new Power Ranger toys that have just come out, because he's fascinated with Power Rangers like I am.
I got chosen over Power Rangers.
You did.
You did, yeah.
Not only did you get chosen over Power Rangers, you got chosen over the Morpher.
That's right.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
'Cause-
That's
You are his.
Yeah,
you
like-
are his biggest inspiration to want to be a wrestler.
He cries if you lose.
He does. Like when you
cries when you lose.
right after you won the title, and we were in Owensboro,
Yes.
and you lost that match. He was so defeated.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. You got screwed over by Santos.
Yeah.
He
And-
literally, he was like, I hate Tyler Santos.
And we said, big fella, he is a defending champion. He's still got the belt. They win, they lose. He's still the champ.
He said-
It's gonna
he
be
said
all
it's-
right.
you notice anytime that belt's on the line, I don't never come
That's
up.
right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
daggone right.
That's something Sammy said too. He's won all the title defenses, and I was like, so don't be upset about this one. And he's like, Santos is stupid or whatever. Like, he gets so upset about it. But yeah, like he picked it out, and I was like, I said, is this just what every gift's gonna be? Is I gonna get you WWA merch? And he was like, yeah, probably Christmas too. He's like, we'll talk about it.
Talking about it's great. That's awesome.
Like, he got money for his birthday from everybody because he's 12 now or whatnot, or 13. It's one of the
13.
two. I lose track. No, I think he's 12.
No, he was already 12. He's
I don't know what
13
you
now.
want.
He just turned 13. No, he did. He just turned 12.
He just turned 12 because he's born in 2013.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
just turned 12. And they gave him money for his birthday, and I was like, what are you going to do with it? And he was like, next time I go to WWA, I'm going to spend it at the merch table. I was like,
You go, big fella.
I said, executive decisions, dog. Executive decisions. So
Man, that's awesome.
I've went on and gave Sam a happy birthday on the show long enough. Leon, I want to know what that trash-ass Mount Rushmore you got over there is.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's probably if Goldberg's on it, I'm
He is
walking
not
out
on
the
there.
room.
He is not on there. Okay, here is my 4.
If you say Goldberg, I'm leaving.
It's not on there.
Curious.
Take it or leave it. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. The Rock. You got to have The Rock on there. He got to be on the Mount Rushmore. Okay?
Can't hate it.
All right. I've got Cena. Cena's on there.
Can't be mad. Can't be
All
mad.
right.
I've got Andre the Giant.
No
No baby oil. And then I've got Angle. Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angel?
Kurt Angle. You got to have Angle on there. You got to have Angle.
I gotta tell you something though. You gave all your charisma points to the first 2 picks.
Okay.
You got Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay.
You are never. I am the king of the clouds.
Very versatile list.
It is a versatile list.
It is very versatile.
My list is not very. It's controversial.
It is.
It is. It's automatic on the.
Controversial as well, man.
Oh no. I'm telling you, like more people would agree with you on the first name than they would with me.
And that is.
Whoa.
It's Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay.
And
I
I'm
knew
gonna
it
tell
was
you-
gonna be on
let
there.
me- Let me briefly explain why that is. Nobody on anyone's list here has ever, other than Jericho, reinvented himself successfully
That's also true.
more times. Everything Jericho has done has received some sort of positive. Now this last thing, like the learning tree, it was popular for a minute. It was a meme for
It
a
ain't
while.
now.
It fell off. We win some, we lose some. Jericho is also the only person on any of these lists that at the exact same time, he can make you cheer him and then turn right around in the same promo when you boo him. Now The Rock can do it, but The Rock has to be.
But it
on
has
a
to be written on
certain-
his wrist.
Has to be written on his wrist. So, Jericho has
Okay.
the most devastating submission finisher I've ever seen. The Lion Tamer. You got a little taste of that the other
It
day.
sucks.
Do you
It's
understand
so
what I'm saying?
bad. Yeah, so bad.
Whoa. The most devastating you've ever seen, man?
Look,
What about the sheep? That come on.
the camel clutch. Well, here's my thing about the Lion Tamer. I fancy that move, like in backyard wrestling especially. I used it on a lot of people. Something about wrenching a Boston Crab up its shoulder
And then
length,
sideways.
and then you're off to the side. You put that knee in their back or in their neck and use that leverage to wrench back. It is devastating.
It is.
That's fair.
Also the noise Leon made when I wrenched back.
Oh,
and
it's
put
so
my knee
bad.
down.
Oh, it's so bad.
Well, I had him.
You agree to that?
I had him high angle, right? Just showing him how it's going to go. I had him at a high angle Boston Crab, and I was like, okay, are you ready? Now, I've got him in the Boston Crab. He's just slightly elevated. I said, are you ready? And the reason he agreed to it is he wanted to see some of my move set from back in the day, just some of the things I used to pull out for fun. And I said, okay. And so I was like, are you ready for me to actually like get you out of the walls and put you in the tamer? Because they're different.
They are different.
And he was like, go for it. I even did it soft and did where I put my knee on the ground and not in his back or in his neck. And he went,
It was so
real
bad.
loud.
It was so bad.
Dude, I can imagine. That's great.
It was
And I
so
chopped
bad.
this guy earlier in the day. He didn't make a noise like that. And it sounded like a shotgun went off in my backyard.
I can take a chop.
He did not. He got curious. And then,
Oh, man.
and then everybody keeps telling me I got to make him run suicides in my backyard until he pukes to get him really ready. But here nor there. Name 2, Jushin Thunder Liger. He
Okay.
invented the shooting star press. That's enough said.
Are you sure? Because that's controversial also.
That is not controversial. It is proven.
Ask
that
Scott
nobody-
Steiner. He'll
Scott
tell you otherwise.
Steiner can suck a dick. Wherever you are, big man booty
Yeah, he's fat.
we do Steiner impressions
We do
to
all
each
the
other
time,
at
yeah.
work all the time, and it's real
That's
fun.
hilarious.
It's so bad.
Mine is just going. That's just mine. Third name: Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He revolutionized professional wrestling. He changed.
Definitely did.
Hold on. What did that say? Hold on 1 second. It looks like we gotta
I don't know.
hit OK.
I got it now.
Hit.
Okay, we're still rolling.
Okay. We'll edit that out. We had a message come up that said something was wrong, so
I think it was in my mic. I think when I said he's fat, it blew my mic out for a second.
we'll look at it. But anyway, we're gonna continue.
Too fat.
My mic got offended.
Yeah,
Okay, we're back.
So the Stone Cold revolutionized professional wrestling. He made it what a face and a heel meant.
When you
He
get down to
changed
your
that.
list, I have one. I have another one for you.
Okay, well this is 4 names on Mount Rushmore,
Yes, I'm
sir.
aware.
The 4th name is the American Dream. It's Dusty Rhodes. There is.
I don't hear that a lot, man. I don't.
To me, I don't understand why. Yes, Dusty had a bad reputation of putting the belt on himself.
He did.
He sure did. But he
That
was
is okay.
also one of the first wrestlers, and that is very important to me because of the way I view the world and the way I view my moral standard about things. He was one of the first wrestlers to like openly be like, hey, you know, it's okay to like people who have different color skin than you. Like, that's, to me, like, all right, we play D&D, right? We got a game coming up here pretty soon. One of our characters thought it would be funny to be a certain race and pull a Clayton Bigsby and be racist, but against that race. Even in a game like D&D, I view racism as some of the most low IQ bullshit we can talk about.
Yeah.
So therefore,
100%, yeah.
if he wants to play a racist character, his intelligence and wisdom have to be the lowest scores possible without him falling over himself walking, which is an 8, which means he's a -2 that anything requires brain power, simply because he used the term racist in his character description. So it is very important to me about unity and things like this. Like, it's very important. I enjoy people of every hue. I was raised predominantly around black and Hispanic children. Like, I didn't see white people really till we moved south. All white people we saw, we were beating up because they were calling our friends racist names.
Yeah, that's awful.
So it makes me sick. It's the only thing I won't forgive you for. If you're a racist, you're done. I know we're trying to change minds, but I don't want anything to do with you. Cool.
Right.
Cool. You like black people now. Awesome. I don't want anything to do with you because I think you're kind of stupid. Like, so when he sits down and he talked about that in a promo about being with the, you know, everybody. He's like, I'm essentially the promo was like, I break bread with everybody. I'm in this ring battling this guy. Then after this, I'm gonna go down to a club and I'm gonna shake my butt to some funky music with my brothers down there. Like, and he made a point to be like, hey, it's okay to be who you are. He would call himself 240 pounds of blue-eyed soul. Like, he made sure to let you know, like, I'm down.
That's right.
Like, I'm down with everyone. This is inclusive. He didn't discriminate against women when they wanted to be wrestlers. He put the belt on Ron Simmons. Like, no... What's that?
Can't hate on it. Can't hate on it.
Oh,
man.
yeah. No, there had never been a black world champion on a major promotion at that point. He was a part of the booking committee that put that belt on Ron Simmons. He was a part of that booking committee that had put him over so strong over Vader. Like, he's a part of history. Yeah, all right. He went off script a couple times. He disrespected some people. Who hasn't made mistakes? But
Especially back then, man.
Right. He tied together Southern wrestling with that New York WWF stuff when he went up there in Madison Square Garden and he faced off against... I done got on a rant and I done lost to us. Dusty Rhodes had the match against, what's his name? Superstar Billy Graham. He went and wrestled Superstar Billy Graham in Madison Square Garden and captivated the world. This little boy from Texas that's coming wrestling out of this little bitty small hole-in-the-wall promotion in Florida, running Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. And went up there, to Vince McMahon, knocked on his door and went toe-to-toe, bell to bell with one of the greatest to ever do it in Superstar Billy Graham. I never, like, I called out when Dusty Rhodes died. I didn't go to work.
Poor Casey.
I cried. I had tears.
That's definitely.
Tears in my eyes. I used to hit my brother in a bionic elbow. You know?
Bionic.
So, that's what I said controversial, is because exactly what we just said was true. You never hear anybody
Say Dusty
be
Rhodes.
like Dusty Rhodes. Like, nobody's ever like, yeah, the American Dream. I do impressions of him around the house to the kids. I cut promos on them like Dusty Rhodes. Like, and they're like, will you stop doing Dusty Rhodes? Like, Sam's like, I'll go clean my room if you just stop doing Dusty Rhodes. Just stop doing it.
See, little does Sam know you're setting him up to finish the story, man.
That's right.
That's what I told him. I was like, you're like my Cody. And he's like, no. He said, Stark would be Cody. I'm like Dustin. I was like, without the problems. All right? No drug problems. Which... That's another thing, is like, my first favorite wrestler ever that I picked out was Goldust. So I've always been connected to that family. To me, like, as far as wrestling goes, I've always been like drawn towards the Rhodeses. Goldust, why everybody was like, Goldust is gay, ew. I was like, Goldust is hilarious.
He is.
I was gonna say, man. I mean, I get it. Back then, when his character was a thing, I can only imagine the stigma around him. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because, like, I mean, people found that so weird. They were like, there's a gay character in wrestling? Like, there's always been. There's always been a flamboyant, androgynous character. Gorgeous George, like, was androgynous. It's all get out. Like, he wore rouge.
Yeah, but like, how straight is a sport where men get in their underwear and go try to get a hold of each other? You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody hit me with that at work. There's a kid at work who he's into golf, and I hate golf, and I hate it so much, and I give him so much shit about it. Like, one day I'm walking by and he goes, "Hey Casey, you want to go play golf after work with me?" And I said, "What?" And he's like, "Do you want to go play golf?" I said, "No, I like girls." And I just kept walking. And then, like, I come in one day and I'm wearing my WWA shirt. I come in to do my order or whatnot. And I got my WWA shirt on. And he's like, "Played some golf today?" And I was like, "Yeah, how many buttholes did you look at?" Or something like that, just trying to come up with something to hit him with. And he's like, "How is golf any gayer than wrestling?" And I said, "What did you just say?" And he was like, "Wrestling's so gay, dude. They're half naked. They're oiled up. They're rubbing on each other." And I was like, "Ain't nothing gay about that."
No, man. That's they got socks on.
Yeah, that's what their shoes. Some of them wear hats. I told him I'll kiss him on the mouth. I was like, "You keep talking shit, and I'm gonna come over and kiss you on the mouth."
That's how you get them right there. That's what you do.
See, that's what Chris said on the podcast last time he was on. Let's normalize kissing the homies.
No, I don't know if I agree with that one, because listen, one time I was talking to Mr. Chris Waddell, and I said, "Listen here, you're looking mighty cute. I kissed you on the mouth, and you'll never guess what Chris did, man." He
kissed you on the mouth?
He kissed me right on the mouth. Man.
I bet he did too.
Not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but just a little. But
Look, he told Leon. He said, "Leon, when I finally see you out in the crowd, when I find you at one of these shows, I'm gonna walk up to you and I'm gonna kiss you right on the mouth." And
hey, Leon, I'm telling you, man, that's a life-changing experience,
bro. And that little video that played, that's something else I want to talk about, because I think you posted about it. I'm pretty sure, Dash, where you thought you knew who this was. This video, we think that's CCW coming back.
Oh, the light, I am the light to the darkness or whatever.
Yes.
I actually didn't see that video during the show. I have no idea. I mean, I feel like CCW is definitely a good guess, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like personally, I know Chris. I don't think Chris would be ready. You know what I mean? I don't think Chris is ready in time for the video. You know, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's no telling. He could pull that John Cena. Never know.
It's got to be Kane.
Lord. I've seen one that said Mataja Montana. Hey, I don't know about it because he's still limping around as far as I know. But if I find out he's a kayfabe, as you say, then that's.
Bro, everybody who's been posting that video and being like, I think I know who this is, I always post a gif of Kane. Always. It's got to be Kane. Well, I just remember.
What's your genuine guess, though?
My genuine guess is that it's CCW.
You think it's CCW? What about you, Leon?
Oh, God, that's a good one.
Well, see, I have a second guess, too.
Oh, you have a second? I want
people
to
that
Leon
have been gone.
Yeah, let Leon get to his.
Possibly came back.
Yeah, somebody from the past. Now, I know who it's not. Like, that, I did that first. I did who it's definitely not.
Who is it definitely not? I'm curious as to.
Well,
I like just talking to people and hearing.
Well, I have to tell you that I know it's not somebody who we've seen in the last few months.
Right. It's not Jones.
Why would it be Jones? Why would it be Josiah? We're about to see Josiah. We just saw Jones.
To see Stonewall.
I know it's not Stonewall because we're about. Why would you play the video, have him come back?
Yeah.
Then I started going down who's not there anymore. Who's not there anymore that might come back? Well, I know it's not Nick Depp. Mm-hmm. I know it's not Devin Parker.
Right.
I know it's not Stuntman Mikey. I know it's not, and I just keep going down. I know it's not Tony Evans because he's doing this crazy thing in OVW right now.
He's wonderful.
It's not Tony Evans.
Right.
Ray's still there. Like, I just keep going to everybody that it could be like some kind of change for them. So it's somebody who's been hurt and is coming back. It is definitely someone who's hurt. And playing at Mex's tribute show, I think also means something.
But the thing about it is, though, it's not. I don't think it would be Mataja because he was there. I think it's somebody But at the same time, though, if it is CCW, Chris was also there. So it could be one of those two, but I feel like it's somebody further back.
Matija was there, but no one was like, "Hey, everybody, Matija's back."
Yeah, true.
They didn't announce that out to the crowd. Everybody was there that had any connection with Max.
Yeah.
Anybody was there. Of course, Chris is there. It's his company.
I don't know.
Why is he not there?
I don't know.
It's who hasn't been in the ring recently. Well, I mean, maybe it's something Vanderpool's doing.
Man, so Chris is taking the popular vote. Huh? That's interesting.
I would say
Find out
it's.
who it is.
See, I think Chris is kayfabing just because, like, I do think he is because it smells of CCW so bad.
I love
And
that. That's
he's
so.
not in
That's
his
great,
sling
man.
anymore,
He's not in the sling,
which means that his shoulder is in good enough shape to not have to.
and when we interviewed him the first time, he was driving the truck to go
True.
set up for the next show and was talking about specifically participating in the setup. If you're still recovering from rotator
gonna
cuff
do it
surgery,
one
you're
on.
not putting a ring up.
No.
That's not happening.
Okay, that's interesting. That's fair.
I think he's
fair.
kayfabing.
I like it.
Chris, if you're listening,
You
text
think
us
so?
later.
Because I mean, that's curious.
I would say
I also have the wildest guess in the whole wide world of something else I just played with. It's not a return. It's a gimmick change. I was like full on Munchie punches a little kid in the crowd.
No shot. No shot that happens. Oh my God.
I was like,
I'd be down for that. Speaking of Munchie, man. Wait, Leon, have you said yours?
What?
who you think it is?
What was your?
It's probably going to be CCW. The colors and the
Okay.
fonts and stuff, it matches his CCW on his vignette.
Somebody said something about that. If you watch the video, you
It
see
matches his whole color.
Yeah, you can see like a former color scheme and the black and
But
white.
I'm also
and,
wondering, hold on. I'm also wondering, somebody else who you haven't seen in a while,
who's that?
who has a gimmick change.
Who's that?
Take a random guess.
I don't know.
The font is also the same
Cortland
as...
Moore?
No.
Oh, because I
Font
saw
is
that.
also the same as the World Class Wrecking Crew, who at one point had Tommy Gunn's Q. Q is having a gimmick change. Plus, he hasn't been in the ring since they broke up.
That's trash. He already showed us what he's
Actually, he hasn't been in the ring since I'm pending for the Hardcore Championship.
doing. That's true.
It's a thought, but who knows?
It's not Q.
It's
Q's-
probably CCW. Chris, text me later.
No.
Chris
No,
tells
so
us.
so to change it up a little bit, we were at when that happened. I don't think you even noticed it at first, did you? The video when
I have
it
no idea
popped
what you're
up?
talking about.
The video when it popped up.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
Did
what
you?
the? F-?
Yeah,
was
I
like,
kind
what the
of
hell's
turned
going
and
on?
was kind of questioning. But then if you notice, like when it popped up, it was there for a second and it was gone. It was just gone.
Yeah.
It was,
But,
yeah.
And it's funny to think, but didn't that happen during the break? Wasn't it like that little break that they had when that popped up? Wasn't it?
Right. No, it was literally in
or was
between.
it during in between matches?
I think it was after Marauder time for sure.
Hey, I was.
Which, by the way, that was super
that
entertaining.
was fun.
I was so glad to be able to be part of that, especially during that show specifically. You know what I mean? It was awesome. We got to share a Pepsi, man.
Yeah, people
Nobody
got to
noticed.
see like another side of you that's not hitting
Yeah.
people with trash can lids. You know what I
True.
mean? Like,
Hey, listen, brother. I can get down to business when I need to.
right. Like somebody get to see a different side. Like we got like you get to show that crowd that like, yeah, like the dude who does all this stuff that like wows you. I'm also entertaining to listen to talk. Like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't like hearing myself talk, but thank you for
I don't either, man. Believe me,
Casey
it
doesn't
makes
either.
me sick, dude. I don't listen to these playbacks because I was like, nope,
Oh, yeah,
I don't like
sure.
what my voice just did. Or one time I was like, do I sound like that? My old lady's like, do you sound like what?
Dude,
I was like, do I sound like a bowl of gravy? Like I just sound like a big country bumpkin. like I was listening to it and all I could hear was a banjo. And I was like, what is going on right now? And then I had to call my mom. I was like, do I have a southern accent? And she's like, a little bit. And I was like, oh no.
Own mama.
I was like, oh no.
heartbroken, man. What?
Oh yeah, dude. It's like I didn't know I sounded like this. I thought I sounded normal. I've been trying to train that accent away my whole life. Like, my whole life I've tried to not talk like that.
I'm telling you, man, it's never completely gone. I learned the hard way, dude. I always have a little bit of it.
Like, people will be like, what did you just say? When I say, well, my mom always does it if I say pillow. She's like, what is it? And I go, pillow. And she's like, no. And then she'll say what she says, and I'll be like, pillow. She's like, no, you're putting too much on the P. And I was like, I don't think I am.
Pillow.
Too much on the
Yeah, this is a woman who says Brackenridge instead of Breckenridge. She's like,
Let me ask you a question.
That's funny.
What do you do to water when it's tainted to get all?
what do I do to what?
To water to get all the nasty stuff out of it.
You purify it?
No, what's that other word you use?
Oh, boil? Yeah, you boil water.
No, you boil water.
Horse shit. You boil water. I don't know what from. It's boiled taters. It's boiled.
See, there's that southern drawl.
That is, there it is.
There it is.
I'm not
There it
that
is.
bad.
Southern drawl all the way.
Well, I mean, I say wash and stuff like that. Like, I've always.
That's different.
That's
Washer
my
and dryer.
grandma
That's
right there,
different.
brother.
Yeah. That's where I picked it up from. Was my grandmother.
Wash and dryer. Nobody wants to.
I just hung
Nobody
out with
puts.
a lot of-
I got to go and put the clothes in the washer. No, it's a washer.
No, ours was in like,
Yeah.
go get in there and wash your hair. Go
Right.
wash them dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she calls them washcloths, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
washcloth,
You want me
yeah.
to- You want me to get a what?
Yeah, a washcloth. Get that washcloth over there. All right.
Speaking of which, sidebar. My grandmother says hello.
Oh.
She wanted me to. She stressed that I told both of you that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hello, Miss Marilyn.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, Sammy, every time we walk past her, Sammy goes, Stash's grandma.
He's like,
Hey,
that's grandma's there.
I said, son, we know.
Like when we
One
went
of
to
those,
the
man.
we went to the first Bowling Green show, and it was so sweet because we had you on the show, and it was not too long after the Bowling Green show was there.
She's the first person recognized us in the wild.
And it was raining. She's like, y'all can come on up in here and not get wet or whatever. And she goes, are you Leon and Casey? And we're like, yeah, actually we are. He's like,
funny.
Dash talked about you guys. I was like, oh, thanks. We
Yeah,
noticed.
y'all are so people.
We get tickled every time we
get-
see her.
And it's not only that, but like to have people who are related to the superstars know who they are, and then to also be known by the superstars is awesome.
You can tell
I'm a big
you
mark for
yeah,
myself.
you can tell that you like the WWE because you call wrestlers superstars.
Yes, they are to me.
Okay.
They are.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad at it. I'll take that status.
They are. They are WWE superstars. They're not WWE wrestlers. They're superstars because
No,
they're
listen, yeah,
fantastic.
if you'd have said wrestler to Vince McMahon, he'd have got on to you.
Yes,
bro.
I ain't no wrestler. They're
Now-
superstars.
He did say certain things that I agreed with. It's not a belt.
It's a championship.
It's a championship title. It's actually a cummerbund, if we're going to be specific.
I don't know, but it's built like a weight belt.
It's not a belt because it doesn't hold up your britches. A cummerbund is used for decoration, which is what a title is. So he did say certain things that I kind of agreed with. I've never said, let me get a shot at that belt. It's always been, let me get a shot at that championship. Let me get a shot. Let me get a title shot. Yeah, let me
You've
get
never
the.
had that chance because Bobby Wilson didn't train you good enough to put you into a title match.
Wow.
Hey, listen,
Sorry.
it's all right. Hey, both
I
of
was
y'all come
zoomed
train
out.
with us, and we'll have you championship ready.
Bet.
Yeah, so there you go. Now, this guy over here, he's getting ready for his try. He's excited. He's bound and determined he's going to get this
I've already got the
tryout.
gear made.
He's
I wanted to ask about that at some point. So Leon, man, when am I going to see you every Saturday? And not behind the barricade.
I would love as soon as possible. I'm down.
So you going
for
to be
it.
there next tryout?
I would love to, given the opportunity. Yes.
What does that mean? I want a yes or no answer, man. Because I look forward. I get
He's
in there with
going.
the trainees a lot.
I'm going if Chris isn't looking for certain people. Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, but why? Okay, we say we're looking for unique and extraordinary personalities, or persons that look. Why can you not?
I got that covered.
Know that
Don't you
we're
worry
not
about it.
gonna
I'll
have
be
another
there.
tryout till next year.
I'll
Why
be there.
can't you become? I'm telling you, man. I want you to be there.
I'll be there for you, Dash.
He's been going to the gym.
I have. I've been pumping that iron, man.
Listen, I'm telling you, the next time they ask for a picture, you send them a picture of you looking like Tyler Hawkins in the mirror. Oh,
Bro,
right,
Hawkins is good. See, and like he's been doing it, man. He's been going to the gym. He's been eating a little cleaner. We don't see him eating McDonald's every day anymore. Like last year, we asked him how many McDonald's points he had. He had enough points last year at McDonald's. He could have eaten for free for like 3 months.
I had 49. I had 149,000 McDonald's points.
dude, that,
last year.
You could have bought a McHouse for that, man.
And like I've already slimmed
but
up.
instead he wanted
pounds.
nuggies and fries, and like that's how he was
I don't blame
eating.
you, brother.
It is delicious.
I think
Nuggies, fries, the
now
hot
I'm-
mustard.
Like I'm still the same weight, but I feel better, and I'm not as bloated anymore.
And he's also been doing this side venture that I've just started. I was like, dude, you have views on this thing, so I'm going to plug the podcast. What the hell are you doing? He's been doing backyard wrestling.
On the trampoline.
Really?
He's
And
been
it's
doing it on the
been-
trampoline.
Hey, brother, don't kill your body, man. I did that.
Yeah, he's been doing it on the trampoline, and him and his buddy, who's also trying to get to where he can go to the tryout too, they got it in my backyard where Leon put this trampoline at. He bought a trampoline for this, stuck it in my backyard because my old lady argues less, I guess. And
That's hilarious.
she still goes out there and she's like, "What are you doing?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, "I'm wrestling." And she's like, "What? Why?" Like just to
'Cause
pick.
it's fun.
She goes and picks on him about it.
Wow, it's fucking
It's
crazy.
fun.
And then they had their little match, and then she was like, "Who won?" I was like, "Oh, Caleb won." And she goes, "Oh, I wanted Leon to win." After she just got done being like, "You suck," like she.
And within like 3 days, it has almost 400 views at the time. It's fabulous.
Yeah. I hadn't looked at it in a while, but he's like learning how to put mat structure on, and then I end up getting on the trampoline. I'm like, "Okay, guys, you suck when you do this. So can you please do this? So because my name's attached to this. So can you?
Wait, so I can watch this or
Yeah, it's
Yes.
on YouTube.
Yes, it's on YouTube.
where?
I will
what's
send it
what is
to
the
you.
YouTube?
I'll send you
But-
everything.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. This guy cut a promo that is, he thought it was the greatest thing since the Hard Times promo by Dusty Rhodes.
Oh
I
no.
wouldn't go that far.
He now looks at it and goes, "Wow, that was bad."
But the newest one I did was fabulous. So
He's got to work. He's got to work on his trash talk. Is what we got to work on right now. Like they've got their gimmicks. Like Leon had legitimate gear made. Like he has actual wrestling gear made.
hang on, Dash. I'm gonna send it to you. I'll show you. 'Cause I've got pictures. Hold on.
Oh, it's live reaction.
Yes, live reaction.
So
I'll
he
send it to
had
you.
gear made, and Chris told him, "Slow your roll." It was really funny. Chris said, "Slow down," but he was like, "Hey, still have your gear. Just don't expect to wear that here. You may not have that name or any of that," because he put his name on him.
There you go, Dash.
And so he gets the gear, and like he's making it real. And his buddy's got a gimmick too that he's like the Timber Wolf or something is what he calls himself. And then Leon walks up to him before their match goes, and he's like about to knock them fleas off you or something. And I just went, no.
Knock the fleas off you. Oh,
I said no.
The guys at work told me next time me and Caleb wrestle, I need to go out and buy a dog collar and not like a flea collar and put it around his
Oh
neck
yeah,
after I beat him.
he shows the people we work with this
And
video.
they love it. They love it. They're so invested.
Listen, I can't hate it, man. That gear doesn't look bad. It gives me Batman vibes. I'll tell you
Pretty
what.
nice.
I wonder how Munchie would feel about that lion on the back of that vest, though, man.
Me and Munchie will fight over that
So-
line any day of the week.
So
and he's
yeah,
my boy.
I was telling him.
snap.
I was telling him that. I was like, Munchie's got the lion thing going on in WWE. I was like, so you're gonna have to not wear the vest.
Here's the thing.
I said,
Hold
don't
on.
put the lion on the pants.
Here's the thing.
At all.
I have more connection to, and I'm putting this on the podcast. Munchie, you're my boy. I love you so much.
You're gonna mess up our live show.
No.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
I have more connection to the Lion than anybody else on that roster for a number of reasons.
Wow.
One, my name
You gotta take
is
my
Leon.
phone.
Two, I was born in July, the month of the Lion. Three,
So you're a Leo.
yes.
Okay.
Which is also a lion.
That's not how zodiacs. That's not the month of.
Whatever.
Okay.
I am the Lion of the WWA. They don't know it.
You don't work there.
Not yet. But I will. Chris, hit me up.
This is what I deal with every
Smoking at
day.
that station.
This is what I deal with every day.
I will go out and break my back by myself to get on that roster.
No, listen. See, I did that, and you definitely don't want
Yeah,
to do
don't
that.
break your
No,
back.
Okay, I won't break my back. What's another appendage I don't have
Well,
to worry about breaking?
I mean, so we've been working on it, and then I guess it's a good time to announce what we're talking about it. Not only are we going for a tryout, but starting Saturday, we start principal production on the documentary of Leon's journey to becoming a professional wrestler.
Really? Okay, that's cool. That's awesome, dude.
We got a camera. My man's over here bought a little video camera, and on Saturday, whenever I leave work, we're gonna get into his car. He's gonna drive us to Livermore, so I can get real good and baked and interview him. And
I am bound and determined. I'm doing the dang thing.
And listen, I love that. And see, putting it out there is, I like to think of that as more motivation because people hear it, and you can't go back on your word. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why, I told him, and I told him, I was like, dude, this movie, this little documentary, whatever you want to call it, it's really just a vlog that I'm going to structure like a documentary, but I'm going to release it all at once as like a 90-minute piece or an hour-long piece.
So I was going to say, what's the finale of this plan to be? Is it going to be Leon makes the tryout? Or?
So I have two endings, two possible endings, and it's going to depend on the WWA is how it's going to end, and that's what I've told everyone about this thing.
Jen even knows about it.
Yeah, I talked to Jen about it because I needed some advice on camera, on how to do this, and I don't know really how to deal with audio video stuff. And so I hit her up and I was like, hey, if I ever have questions about this, can I hit you or Cortland up or anything like that? What kind of camera do y'all use to film stuff now? She told me that's way out of my budget. So I was like, nope. I said, we're going to use this cheap camera, and just told her about it. And but so it's either going to end with him walking in the front door to go into the tryout, or I'm going to follow in behind him with a camera, film the tryout, and Chris telling him if he made it or not would be the end. But the only problem is I'm walking into something I'm not invited to with a camera.
True.
So
I feel like at that point, Leon, you take the camera, man. I'm telling you, this becomes your journey at that point, Leon. There's no.
That's a great ending.
What?
You take the
I take
camera
the
away
camera
from me and
and-
leave me sitting outside. That's,
Oh yeah, well no, listen. You got your phone, man. You can fancy technology it together.
that would be a phenomenal ending. Is now the camera's taken over by you, and it's now your point of view. Look at this Dash giving me endings and stuff.
Thank
like
you,
this.
Dash, for believing in me. It feels so great.
Yeah, he's.
But I'm telling you, bro, I want to see you there. I get, like I said, not to get too inside on anything, but I get in there with the trainees a lot. And when you're a trainee, when you're a trainee, that means I'm going to get in there with you, and I want to do it, man.
You hit me up, buddy.
See,
I got you.
I even plan this if he doesn't make it.
Then he goes into part 2.
Because he asked that. He said, what if I don't make it? Then I look stupid. And I was like, no, sir. If you've ever seen Rocky doesn't win. Rocky loses.
In the first movie.
Rocky comes back in Rocky 2 to beat Apollo Creed.
Hey, that's true, man. That's
People forget about that. That movie won an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
don't know. I'm not going to say any names, but there's multiple people in the company right now that went through 2 or 3 tryouts before they got where they're at.
Oh, 100%. I mean, gotta be. I mean, there might be some people in that building I'm positive did one tryout and they were in, but
Yeah.
I am very sure that a lot of guys back there were at least 2 shots. You know what I mean? It happens. Sometimes.
Yeah, no, it does.
Sometimes you're just not what is wanted at that moment. Doesn't mean you don't have value there. It just means you can't fill a role for me right now. I got nothing for you right now.
Right.
You also got to wait for classes to move up.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to be a thing. See, I got lucky and got a guy who didn't give a shit. And he was just like, money? Yeah, sure. Whoop, scoop, get me.
Come on.
That's all I heard. I did that impression for somebody in Owensboro the other day, and they were like, "Are you done, Bobby Wilson?" Because I didn't even do it. I just was like, "Yeah." I was telling some kind of story, and I went, "Whoop, scoot," and started doing gun shooting in the air. And I was like, "That's my Bobby impression." I used to do that all the time to pot people, and he thought he didn't know it was an impression of him. It's what made it real funny. He had no idea it was an impression of him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he had no idea. He wanted that to be my gimmick.
What? That was your gimmick, the cowboy thing?
Yo, You should have went with it, man. Why did you not?
Because I was 18 and I wanted to be a badass. Like, I didn't want to be a comedy character. I wanted to be a badass ass kicker. I wanted to squash. I didn't want to take any bumps. I wasn't gonna bump for nobody. Like, I knew what all the moves were called. I wasn't bumping for anybody. I went into this with really bad intentions because I have an ego problem.
man.
I have an ego problem.
fair.
That's like I had to readdress how I feel when people come up to me at wrestling shows and be like, "Hey, we listen to your podcast." Because the first time it happened, I'm not gonna lie, I did get in the car and I was like, "I'm a pretty big deal." Like,
I'm kind of this shit, man.
like I was really eating my own bullshit on this one. Like today, Chelsea, my girlfriend, I said something to her about this new job I'm taking and how I'm going to be working essentially three different jobs without the podcast, 4 jobs with the podcast. And I was like, but I don't want to stop doing the podcast. And I said, so I need to make sure you're okay with me not being home that much so I can do this, this, and this. And she was like, I don't want you to stop doing the podcast because it's something you enjoy doing and you're gaining some sort of notoriety for it. As soon as I saw you're gaining notoriety for it, I was like, yeah, that's right. Get out of me, you piece of shit. Like immediately, I was like, I'm a star. When I get home, I better have a sandwich. So I had to take an inventory. You know what I mean? I have an ego problem. Daddy didn't love me. All right.
All right.
So, but... yeah, man, it's really cool. I really enjoy.
I'm looking forward to the doc.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for everybody to see it. What I'm really excited for, though, because I'm going to start wrapping this thing up so I can go pick my child up from our coworker's house who took him from me because I'm going to kill him. So I do want to just talk about how grateful we are that you did give us some more of your time.
Sure.
We especially, like I said before when we talked about it, like you have no idea how much the love you guys show us mean to us. Like to us,
Kid in the candy store.
To us, we're kid in a candy store with this stuff. We get so excited. Like every time we go to the shows and we get dapped up by somebody and somebody's like, yeah, I like the show. Like we feel real good about that. Even Santos walked by shit on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's just working. It's fine. I got so mad for a minute. I was like,
in English?
Yeah, he said it in English, yeah.
yeah, he said it in English.
Oh, hey, good for Santos.
He walked by and he's like, oh, I know you two. You had me on the show and you bullied me. And I was like, what?
No, he said you talked bad about me on your show the other day.
Yeah.
I said, I told everybody I loved you, you piece of shit.
And then he's like, whatever. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but-
Santos sucks, man.
Yeah, he does.
Terrible.
I had to sit there and I was like, he's just working. He's just working. I was like, I'm going to cry because I love that kid.
You know who else really sucks? You know who else really sucks?
Clay Williams?
Clay Williams.
Jesus Christ.
Who didn't even make eye contact with me. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to come a day where his Polynesian insurance policy ain't going to be able to save him. And I'm going to smack his jaw.
You're going to get your ass
You're gonna
whipped.
go through the Polynesian insurance policy because
I'll
that's
crawl
all you,
between
Leon.
his legs and then I'll get to Clay Williams. Don't you worry about it.
Hey, I like the strategy.
Bro, Afo looks like 3 Vanderpools in a trench
He
coat.
does.
Like, that's how tall he is.
I'll just get Alexander Knight to help
Also
me.
looks like I'm gonna go the other way. You know what I mean, brother?
Dude.
Who was it
Not
that
I'm
said
scared
he
of
was
anybody,
a...
but
Who was it that said that he was a Timu Talatonga? Who said it was
Sam.
Sam. Sam did.
Oh, yeah, Sam flipped off Onyx.
He did. And he was like, you're too young for that, kid. That's so funny.
I told Sam's trash talk was awful,
It was.
and I was like, dude, you got to up this trash talk. I was like, because he wants to heckle the heels and then be like, shut up. That's what he's looking for. He wants them to yell at him, and he's sitting there and he's shouting the stupidest crap I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, Samuel, you are the broth of my shillelagh. These things are gonna have to be. I was like, you used to live in my balls, you understand? So a part of me is you. You have to be able to insult
you
people.
have a legacy,
good.
man.
Yeah, I was like, we are shit talkers for generations back. I just told a kid at work, because he shaved his facial hair into a mustache, I just told a kid at work, whom I love, that he looks like the youngest sexual predator there's ever been. Like, and it was off the cuff. I was like, you got to take something about them and do it. And he looks at Big Ray and he's like, he looks like a knockoff Samoan. And I was like, okay. I was like, build on it. I was like, build upon that. And I was like, which Samoan? And he was like, well, Tala Tonga's the big one. And I was like, right. And he's like, I was like, so he's like a great value Tala Tonga? And he's like, a Timu Tala Tonga. And I was like, high five, yell that at him right now. So when Onyx comes around, he wants to be like, Onyx it got a big belly. Is what he wants to do. And I was like, he goes, Onyx is fat. And I said, Onyx's arms are bigger than your head.
Dude, yeah, ain't that right?
I was like, so if you call a dude that's jacked who's got like a gut on him, like that's a bodybuilder's body, by the way. Like that's what they actually look like. I was like, so I said,
it's scary powerful, man.
yeah. I said, that doesn't work. I was like, so you're going to have to say something to him. And Onyx gets closer and closer and closer, and he can't get anything. And he wants Onyx to pay him attention. So he sits there and he just looks at me. He goes, can I do it? And I was like, sure. And I had no idea what he was talking about. I said, sure. And he gets up and just goes, nah, with the middle finger right in his face. And Onyx, you're too young to do that. And Sam goes, piss off. And I was like, yo.
And then Clay came around and he said something to Clay and he was like, yo, these are your kids or something like that. I was like,
Sam's flipping heels off. I love this kid to death, man.
Oh.
He's not going to be at Livermore, and I'm going to love leaving him at home.
great.
I know.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no. This is me and other gay dad get to go out and have a night together.
Who are you talking to?
Me and you, man. We're all these kids at work's gay dads, and I'm okay with that.
You were in a bromance, Leon. Don't you know that?
Dude, I could have swore he said bromance.
Oh no! He gets picked on in our group chat. We're friends with our RC vendor at work. He comes and stocks all the RC products.
Here we go.
And this dude, like every time he sees Leon, he was like, "If you don't get Munchie's junk out of your mouth, I swear to God."
I like Munchie. What's wrong with that?
In our group chat, like he's like, in case
You like more me or Munchie though.
See, here's my problem with that. I told Casey and I told my wife, I said, I have a really big problem going to Livermore. And she's like, what? I said, it's a Mestizo Dynasty triple threat match. She said, what does that mean?
Why is there a big problem here, man?
Because I like you both equally. So it's going to be hard. Like, what am I going to do? Like, yay, Munchie, boo Dash. Yay, Dash, boo Munchie. You suck, Santos.
But I'll tell you what, man. There's no possible physical way you're going to scream at the exact same level for me and Munchie. So, Casey,
I tell you what,
need to
I'll
tell
make...
me.
What'd you say?
All right, what's up?
I was gonna say unless you're about to say something else, I was gonna have Casey tell me who you were really rooting for over there.
Who he's really rooting for?
No, I was gonna have you tell me who you were rooting for.
Oh.
Casey, I'd like to think Casey's on my side, right? Come on now, Casey.
I am, but I'm also Switzerland here. I want you to win the belt. I want you to keep the belt. I want you to keep the belt. I'm cheering for Dash on this one. I got to. I mean, I love Munchie to death, but like, if you lose the hardcore belt, that means that I don't get to see these like really awesome defenses anymore, and that make me sad.
That's true. Okay.
Is it for the belt? I wasn't even aware.
I don't know if it's for the belt or not. I'm
just a triple threat.
I just see a champion in a match and automatically assume we're defending a belt.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what, Dash.
I'll
I will shout super loud and shoot confetti just for you, and I won't for Munchie. How about that?
Is
all
that
right, that's fair. As long as I get the confetti, man.
shoot confetti? Is that code for like a sex thing?
No, it's not. It's
Oh, okay.
confetti cannon.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Now you sound like a.
Listen. I'm known in the locker room for being down for whatever. So
That's right. And just like that. You know what I mean?
just like it'd be like that sometimes, man.
Look, I've told this guy 100 times, like, he doesn't have to be ashamed to hold my hand in public. Nobody's going to think anything different about it. I normalize kissing the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You also said that you were going to propose to me at one of these shows.
I
and
did.
I was going to walk away.
I did.
Dude, the pop you would get is insane.
Well, see, and he said that he would tell me no, and I told him if he did, I'd just RKO him.
Oh man, I like the plan. I like the backup plan.
Yeah, this is hilarious. Like, I even picked on Chelsea. I was like, I'm going to propose to you on during one of the pictures one time.
Oh,
and
God.
she said, if you do that, She said, I promise you, if you do that, I will castrate you in the car. So,
Dude, just like even one of our and I've always thought about like going to a WWA show and then being like, we've got the Turnbuckle Weekly podcast here, and they're like point us out. But the only problem with that is Casey would faint, and I'd have to drag his carcass out the door when the show's over.
why would I faint?
Oh man.
Because you're like that.
No, I didn't even hear what you said, dude.
I said if we went to a show
Uh-huh.
and Falcon said, we have the Turnbuckle Weekly podcast in the front row, and everybody was like, yeah, woo, you would faint, and I would have to drag your carcass out the door.
There'd probably be some crying and fear pee. Like, for sure. I don't even like people singing happy birthday to me. If you sing happy birthday to me, I will kill myself. It's the worst. It's the worst.
You know, I am a huge mark for myself, and like I'm so determined to do the dang thing that I told Casey, I said, you know how I'm really gonna get on everybody's good side? And he said, what? Because I've been watching a lot of like how-to videos of like how to execute different moves and stuff. And I was sitting
You're
there.
studying
like,
for jail?
I was like, I'm going, when they do pictures every time, I'm going to wipe my feet on the apron before getting in the ring. He said, what's that going to do? I said, it's the ultimate sign of respect, which none of the other chumps do.
Hey, you dick, I know what it is.
Well, you know, each their own. But, you know.
They're just going to look at you and everybody's going to be like, who's this nerd wiping his feet on the apron? Like, that's all that's going to happen.
But they won't understand. But the roster will understand. And that's...
Listen, I held the ropes open for Chelsea to get in, and Munchie goes, what a gentleman. And as soon as he said it, I was like, I'm going to let these ropes go. I'm just going to hit her right in the face with it. I was like, don't you draw attention to me
So,
being
Dash,
nice.
it is my promise to you. I will see you at the next tryout.
All right, man. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to it.
All right, Ben.
And it's my promise
Just
to
put
both
in a
of
good
you.
word for me, Dash.
My promise to both of you that I will be standing outside of it eating a bag of hot Cheetos.
With your butt.
With my butt. With my butt.
Hey, now listen. I like the way we're going.
And I'm gonna be waiting for those doors to open so I can hug you and tell you it's okay.
You think I'm going to fail.
No, I think you're gonna make it.
You
but I'm
think
gonna tell
I'm
you-
going to fail.
And I'm gonna
That's
tell
why
you
say
it's
that.
okay because like I had to eat the Cheetos with my butt, so they're in your car. They're like they fell out a little bit onto the floor, and I know you like your car.
Do you know how much a replacement seat for my Mazda will cost me?
And I stopped listening when you said Mazda. Anyway, guys,
Whatever.
I can't think of another way to end the show. We went an hour and a half
We did with the great Dash Licardo.
with no notes.
That's true.
That's a win.
That is a win.
I had no notes this time.
And we didn't even talk about video games and comics.
I know. We
Bro,
didn't talk about my
what-
2,000
all right.
hours.
All right, video games, comic books are cool. I've been playing a game from 1998 again, and it's making me feel like a child. I'm reconnecting with my childhood.
I think we need to let Dash have his flowers and let him post whatever he wants and let him have his moment.
Oh, the 30 seconds.
Just give him a minute.
All right, so I'm supposed to now let you plug anything that you want to plug because Leon wills it so. You see how this goes? He's the Genetti here, and he's starting to get confused. So,
Super kick me through a barbershop window. Go right ahead. Do it.
He's willing
Do
to do
it.
anything that gets him in there, man. He'll do it.
Do it.
oh, dude,
Sweet chin music right here.
dude,
So oh man.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. I don't think I need a whole minute. No, well, listen. That's only when it comes to things like this. All right, don't
I
get
bet.
confused, guys.
All right, you go ahead. Let everybody know where they could find you again, where we could see you soon. The episode is probably going up between tonight and tomorrow, so if that helps.
You can catch me, my matches, as well as all the other awesome stuff you can see at WWA is now on every social media platform. You can catch me on 90% of social media platforms at Dash Licardo. That's LOCARDO. And if you didn't get the chance to pre-order one of my shirts, man, you should come to one of the shows and get them. We got them in all sizes from XS to XL. If you need bigger than that, get with the merch table, and I'll have it arranged for you.
See, that's what I got to do. I got to have fat guy sizes. And I have to reason with the merch table.
5 times XL?
No, I wear a 3X, Dick.
Whoa.
Sorry, intrusive thoughts.
I wear a 3X, and occasionally I have to change my mind on what shirt I'm going to get because they don't always got it in 3X.
Look, I really love the Chuck and Larry movie, and that's one of the lines from that movie. 5 times XL?
5, 10. It's a circle. So, I know that movie too. I like that movie. Ving Rhames singing "I'm Every Woman" in the shower gets me every single time. Folks, speaking of getting me every single time, you guys get me every single time when you listen to this show. Bring a little tear to my eye. Bring a little happiness to my heart. And some other things I'm not going to mention because the show's PG-13. But tell y'all right now, we had a great time. We had a guest return again, which is always a win. That means that we did a good enough job the first time to say, hey, you know what? We're going to do this again. Love each other. Love yourselves. Let's take care of each other. The world's getting wild out there. Like, block it all out. Let's watch some wrestling. We don't need this political stuff tearing us apart. Let's watch our shows. Let's enjoy our time. And, just remember to be kind to one another. It doesn't cost you anything extra. We'll catch y'all next time. Mucho queso.
Whoa.
Well, I was going to end it with my only Spanish I know.
We cannot end this episode without Dash giving us a solid, good catchphrase.
You want him to say just like that?
I do.
Okay, he wants you to say just like
the
this.
snap.
He said dance for me, monkey.
With the snap.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. Listen, that's I feel like that's a hate crime nowadays.
That's what he just did. That's what he just did.
Negatory.
Okay, so this is how we're ending too, man?
Absolutely.
This is wild,
With a
dog.
banger.
Well, man, all right, I guess it's over just like that.